Morning everyone. Yeah, very good morning. Shall we begin the session? Yes, today's topic is new chapter, that is a revision of the system analysis of the system designing. In the last class we have finished with the revision of the procedure programming. Today I'm going to start with the new programming concept, that is system analysis and the design. Shall we begin or shall we wait for the others? Alright, wait for others for 5 minutes. So the first chapter is the overview of the system analysis and the design. That includes objectives, then overview of the system analysis and the design, then business system concept. What are the various business system concept that is used over here? Then characteristics of a system. What are the various characteristics of a system that is available? Then what are the elements? Element in the sense, what are the various parts of system that is available or that is used with as a system for the system characteristics. Then types of a system. What are the various types of system? For example, the information system, system models, categories of the information. Then summary. So first part is the objectives. Then after the objective, there is an introduction of the system analysis and the design. Then overview of the system analysis and the design. Then what are the various concepts of the business systems and characteristics of a system. Then elements, what are the various elements of a system, then types of a system, then what are the various model of a system, that is hierarchical model, top-down model, bottom-up approach model, whatever the model that is available, that is system models. Then there is a categories of the information. What are the various categories of the information? Then there is a summary. After the summary, there are the question answers. Right. So these are the various outcomes, or these are the various outline of the chapter. So let's start with the first one, that is objective. So this is first one is defining a system. What is a system? How we can define a system? Then role of a computer in information system. What is the main role of the computer in the information system? Why computer is very advantageous in the information system. Then what are the various characteristics and the elements of information system? That is, what are the various features, what are the various elements of IS, that is information system, why it is used in a computer, why the computer is used in the system to form an information system, or we can say the mandatory system. Then what are the various types of information system and the model? So what are the various types by which we can use the system model or the information system? Then what are the various types of specialized information system? Specialized information system means what are the various outcomes that is provided by the specialized information system. So first is defining a system, then role of a computer in the information system, then characteristics and the element of information system, then various types of information system and the model, and the different types of specialized information system. Various types means what are the various different types that is used with the specialized information system. Now, let's see with the introduction. So in business, system analysis and the design refers to the process of examining a business situation with the intent of improving it through the better communication, through better procedure and the methods. And system analysis and the design related to the shaping organizations, improving the performance and achieving the objectives for profitability and the objective. And the emphasis is on systems in action, the relationship among the subsystem and their contribution to meeting a common goal. Looking at a system and determining how adequately it functions and the changes to be made and the quality of the output are a major parts of the information system. What are the major parts of the information system that is connected with this one? So let's see what are the various information system by which it can be made with the quality system, it can be made with the system analysis. The organization has a complex system that consists of the interrelated and the interlocking subsystems. So what are the various interrelated system? Then what are the various interlocking system that is locked with the subsystem? And whatever the change in one part of system, that is also considered as the change of the other part of the system that will be used in another part of the system also. and whatever the organization that is used, so that organization will be presentable within the system that is used, available within the system. That is outline a system, that is mandatory system that is used with the system. And the system approval is a way of thinking about the analysis and the design of the computer-based application that provides a framework, that provides a tool for visualizing the organizational and the environmental factor that operates on a system. And whenever a computer is introduced in an organization, then various functions, various dysfunctions operates on a user as well as the organizations. Among the positive consequences are the improved performance on a feeling of the achievement with the quality information. Then what are the various drawbacks, what are the various limitations that is used over here, that is used with the unanticipated consequences that might be possible threat to the employee job, then decrease morale of the personnel due to the lack of the improvement and the feeling of the intimidation by the users due to computer illiteracy, and that this role is to remove such fears and make the system success. And this analysis is focused on the systems, processing, and the technology. So whatever the systems, whatever the scenario that is available, the system analysis and the design focus on the systems, then processes, and the technology. Then system development can generally be thought of as having two major components. One is the system analysis, one is the system design. Then system design is the process of planning a new business system or one to replace or complement an existing system. So whatever the existing system that is available, that is a part of the designing, that is the process of planning a new business system or one to replace or complement an existing system. But before this planning can be done, we must thoroughly understand the old system and understand how computers can best be used to make its operation more effective, more successful. And the system analysis then is a process of gathering and interpreting the facts, diagnosing the problem, and using the information to recommend the improvement to the system. This is the job of the system analysis. This is the job of the system analysis. How to done, when to done, and how to use the system. That is the job of the system analysis. Consider, for example, the stockroom operation of a clothing store to better control its inventory and gain the success or whatever the success that is available. So that success will be used, that success will be used or available within the system or against the system. So this is the example, that is how to make the storeroom or make the inventory that is also computerized. So that makes or that is known as the online inventory system or the inventory system. So proceed. You then seek out the information about the list of the reorder notices, outstanding purchase orders, records of the stock in hand, and other reports also. And you also need to find out where this information originates, whether in the purchasing department, storeroom, or the accounting department. In other words, you must remember, you must understand how the existing system works and significantly or specifically what the flow of the information throughout the system that looks like. So what is the information that looks like with the system, that looks like how the system works, and more specifically what is the flow of the system through the system likes. And you also must know why the store wants to change its current operation. What is the current operation, why it is used, and what is the need of the changing the operation. Does the business have a problem tracking the orders, merchandise, or the money? Does it seem to fall behind in handling the inventory record? So whether this record will be used, or whether the tracking records or the order purchasing that will be used with the money that is seems to fall behind in the handling inventory records. Does it need a sufficient system before it can handle the system, or before it can use the system? So whatever the record that is used with the systems. So does it have an efficient system before it can expand the operations? Only after that, collecting all the facts, You can bring to determine or define where a system information system can benefit the users of the system. This is known as a system study. So this is known as the system study where benefit is given to all the users of the system, and the accumulation of the system. Accumulation means combination of all the system that is considered, that is also a benefit of all the users of the system. That is also known as the system study, and must proceed with all the system analysis and the analysis activity. And whenever we are saying the system analysts that do more far than the sole current problems, they are frequently called upon to help handle the planned expansion of a business. And in the case of the clothing store, the system study is future oriented, future usage, since no system currently exists. So because no system currently exists, so why it is the usage of this one? And the analysis assess as carefully as possible what the future needs of the business will be and what changes should be considered or what changes are required to meet the needs, to meet the changing needs. And in this example and in most others, analysts must or may recommend the alternatives for improving the situation. Usually more than one strategy is possible or followed. That is how to work with the managers and the employee in the organization. So we use the system analyst recommend which alternative to adopt based on the such concern such as the suitability of the solution to the particular organization setting out, as well as the company or the employee support that is solution is likely to. So there's only one alternative, multiple alternative, or the different alternative. And in the end, management which will pay for and use the result actually decide which alternative to accept, which alternative to use. And when this decision is made, a plan is developed to implement the recommendation, and this also includes all the system design features such as the new data capture needs, file specification, operating procedures, equipment, and the personnel needs. And the system design is like the blueprint. Blueprint in the sense whatever you print that is available in the blueprint, that is the main, we can say, the structure for a building that specifies all the features that are to be in the finished product. Then when we say about the designing for the stockroom, that also provides a way to capture about the orders and the sales to customers, specify the way how the data will be stored, whether on the paper forms or on a computer, then readable medium such as the magnetic tape or the disk, and the designs will also designate work to be performed by the people and by the computer. The designs vary in their division of the human and the computer task. And the stockroom personnel will also need information about the business, and each business describes the output to be followed, to be produced by the system, such as inventory reports, sales analysis, purchasing summaries, and invoices. And this will actually decide which output to use as well as how to produce it. And this also specifies what the system should do. What means how the system will do, then how the system will work, how to accomplish the objective. Notice that each of the processes mentioned involve people, managers, and the employees have a good idea about what works and what does not work, about what flows smoothly and what causes a problem, where the change that is needed, where it is not changed, especially about where the change will be accepted and where it will not be accepted. And despite technology, people are still the keys that makes the organization work. Therefore, communicating and dealing with the people are very important part of the system analyst job. The next is business system concepts. What are the various business system concepts that is used to attach the file or to attach the system that is used as a contemporary flair or to things or the processes, and people speak of the exercise system, investment system, delivery system, information system, education system, computer system, and so on. These may be referred to as any set of the components which are function in related manner for some course, for some objectives. Now, there is a definition of the system. That is, the system is derived from the Greek word systemata, that means an organized relationship among the functioning unit or the component. That is, it is a system that means whenever we organize, or it is a collection of the interrelated component to perform some output. So it is the organized relationship among the functioning unit or the components, and say the system exists which is designed to achieve one or more objective. We come into the daily contact with the objective, that is one of the definition that is available with the system, that is used with the system. The telephone system, accounting system, production system, whatever the system, that means whatever, whenever we combine multiple resources, multiple data that is organized in some manner, that is known as a resources, that is known as a system. Similarly, when we talk about the business system of the organization as a system that consists of the interrelated department, that is a subsystem. Purchase is related with the sales, that is related with the interrelated components such as the production, sales, personnel, information system. And none of these systems or subsystems is of the much use as a single or the independent unit. When they are properly coordinated, their firm can function effectively and profitability. And there are more than 100 definitions of the word system that is available, that might seems to be data that might seem to be gathered within the information. And there are more than 100 of the definition of the word system that is used, but that is available within the system, that is used within the system to perform a target, to achieve the target that is linked with the or according to specific objectives. There are multiple managerial steps that is also followed, like planning, organizing, controlling, or a system in multi-level structure, and the component may be complex or the simple and is a series of the intelligent terminal that is linked with each other. The three main or the basic implications that is used with the system. So one is the system must be designed to achieve a predefined objective. Then there is interrelationships and the interdependence must exist among the components. Then the objectives of the organizations would have a higher priority than the other than is used, or then the objectives of the main system. So the higher priority or the objective that is given to the higher priority, so that have a higher priority than the objectives of its subsystem. For example, when we say about the computerizing personal application that is used, so there is a personal application that is get together with the data that is get together with the content to perform the organization policy on the privacy. Now, what are the various characteristics of a system? So one definition. So our definition will give some characteristics that are present in all the system. That is order, that is organization, interaction, interdependence, integration, and a central objective. So these are the various characteristics that are present in a system. So that is known as organizations, that is known as the interaction, that is known as the interdependence, that is known as the integration, and the central objective. So first is the organization, that implies the structure and the order. It is arrangement of the component that helps to achieve the objectives. In the design of a business system, for example, the hierarchical relationships starting with the president on the top, then leading towards the blue collar workers represent the organization objective structure that is used. So such an arrangement portrays a system, subsystem relationship with this, define the authority system, specifies the formal flow of the system, and also formalizes the chain of the command. Likewise, when you say about the computer system, that is well designed with the input device, CPU, output device, memory unit, everything that are related with each other. That means that is also a system. That is also a computer system that is interrelated with each and every component of the system. Interrelated component are like input devices, that may be a CPU, that may be output devices, that may be a storage units. And they also interact with each other with the help of the production. Yeah, that is the organization example. When you say about the computer system, CPU must interact with all the input device to solve a problem. There is also a CU, control unit, arithmetic unit that is able to solve the problems. Then interdependence, that means the parts of an organization or a system that depends on one another. They're coordinated and linked together according to their plan. And this is one of the example. This is the formal organization or the formal organization positions. One is the presidents, vice president, sales, production, and the accounting. Now again, the production is divided into two parts: department head, assembly, department head, painting. Now again, it is divided into multiple parts like the workers. So they must integrate or they must coordinate with each other to perform the one of the major objective that is known as a central objective. Central means main objective of or the common objective of all the organizations. The next is elements of a system. What are the various elements of a system? So just do one thing, read out all these concepts and yes, and tell me the doubts if any doubt. Then next topic is elements of a system. That is take around 5 minutes or 10 minutes. So next is what are the various features that is represented with the bags, that is represented with the concept. So these are the various successful element that is central objective. So one of the main characteristics that there is a central objective of the system. That means the main objective or the common objective. That may be real, that may be stated, and the stated objectives may be the real objective. That means we assume that the objective must be real, that must be objective, that but the objective must be real or the stated objective. And it is not uncommon, and it is also uncommon for the for an organization to state one organization or one objective or and operate to achieve another objective. There are multiple objectives that is connected with each other, that is used with each other, and the most important point is that users must know the central objective. What is the central objective for the system? What is the central objective of the computer organization that is used? That is early in the analysis for the successful design and the conventions. And political as well as organization consideration also affects or often cloud the real objective. That means the analysts must work around such obstacles to identify the real objective of the proposed change. What are the proposed change that is available in the real objectives? Right. Now the next part is elements of a system. So this part I'm going to take in the next class, that is in the tomorrow's class. So till now, any doubts, anyone in the in this session, in the session that is covered. So if there's any doubt, then you can ask the doubts from me. So and any doubts, anyone over here? So next topic, that is the parts of a system that I'm going to deliver within the